We're going to do something a little bit different today. This is our last broadcast of 2022. It's really hard to believe that the year is coming to a close here. First, I want to express my gratitude to all of you who do tune in live and who watch this at some point somewhere. So, thank you for being here. I hope these are valuable to you. And I am Laura Berman Fortgang, a master credentialed coach. And I usually talk on topics that come right out of my coaching practice. So, either working with people on figuring out what to do with their life or with small business owners who are growing their business. But today, because it's my last broadcast of the year, because it's the holiday season, and especially because of all the attention on social media to Stephen Twitch Boss's death by suicide, I wanted to do something a little different today. Many of you probably do not know that I am an ordained interfaith minister. What does that mean? That I did go through the trouble to get ordained as a minister, but because I'm not aligned with any one religious tradition, it of course wasn't as deep of a study as if I had become a rabbi or a pastor or something else. But I did study many of the major world traditions over the course of 2 years. I've had the pleasure of doing weddings for people and other life rituals. And so I wanted to talk today as my holiday message about ministering, not from a religious point of view, not about being a formal minister, but what does it mean to minister to another human being? As we saw with Twitch, here is a beautiful soul that everyone's talking about. He's someone I was aware of, not someone that I followed over the years, you know, but what we see on social media, which we all know is not all real, a gorgeous family, a person who everyone says brought them joy and cared about people. And here was someone who appeared to have everything, as we say, and who was in such a dark place that the best option was to leave their body and be released from this pain and leave behind a mourning family. It just is incomprehensible to somebody unless you've experienced that level and depth of despair. So, in talking about ministry, I'm not necessarily again talking about having to have any kind of official role, but what I learned when I went to interfaith ministry was the distinction in listening between coaching and ministry. So as a coach, I'm always looking for a solution. I'm looking for how to get you clear, how to get you unstuck. There's always a listening for an opening. And as a minister in my training, I learned that really I'm a witness, that it's not that I have to solve it. It's not that I have to help, um, you know, come up with a solution. It's to be present, to be fully present. And so when I think about this tragedy with Twitch and hundreds of thousands of people who sit with the feelings of despair in this country and around the world by the millions, what is our place? What is our place? Everyone has regrets when somebody takes the ultimate action to end their life. Like, what could I have done differently? And I'm not saying that, you should feel pressured in any way, but I want to make this distinction that you don't have to do anything. You have to be. You have to be with someone who is in despair and understand that you can't necessarily take it away, but you can ease it by being present, by being a witness, and by calming your own self that did not just become the thing that you need to take on and solve, but that you're a part of it by being a witness to it and helping people. Um, I'm so sorry to hear that. It is incomprehensible. I am someone who has dealt with depression most of my life and a couple of deep dips where I've definitely considered that I'd be better off and everyone would be better off if I wasn't here. So I can comprehend, but it is incomprehensible when y- y- when somebody is in that place. It's just so hard to understand, and it's hard to understand that it's just not rational, that it is the disease that doesn't let somebody see their value. Um, so anyway, this message is, not to bring everybody down in the holiday season, but I wanted to bring up ministering and witnessing another human being because, yes, because as you gather with family, I know it isn't a happy time for everybody, right? Sometimes, in the name of having a joyous occasion, you also have to put up with certain family members, or you have to expose yourself to situations that maybe you don't want to be in. So I want to bring the thought of ministering as a verb, as an action. Um, by the way, you may not know that I wrote this book, the little book on meaning, which was as a result of going to seminary. It's not the book that I talk about the most. There's a quote in here from Franklin D. Roosevelt. Our true destiny is not to be ministered onto, but to minister to ourselves and to our fellow men. And again, to minister, to witness, to be present, to love, to hold a container of wholeness for somebody, even if they don't see themselves as whole, to bring forth patience and love and understanding, even when we don't understand, that we just witness, and that we witness someone's pain, and that we witness their struggle. So I'm going to leave you for the holiday season with, I guess, something you can call a prayer. But again, I don't align with any one religion. I borrow from all of the traditions. And I believe that there is a part of us that can think higher and think better and perform aligned with goodness. And so I leave you with this, with my holiday wishes for you and your family and everyone in your life to have a good 2023. I think we've had a very hard time. I know almost everyone in around me, whether it be clients or friends or family or just people that I know, it has been a tough time. So I leave you with these thoughts. Energy of all things, right? So whether you call that God or higher self, spirit, the power that we go by many names, energy of all things, allow me the blessing of a full heart, that I may have more than enough of myself to share to another who needs it. May I be a blessing to anyone that comes my way. May I have the patience to care and the strength to lend. May I see the light of life in all who are put in my path. Help me to see it, embrace it, and give it. May I serve as it is called for. Thank you. And so it is. And thank you again to all of you for showing up on Fridays with me. And I will see you next year. Thank you. Enjoy the season. Be well. Bye.